measurement scale in the research. So whenever you have some kind of variables in your study, especially dependent variables, these are outcome variables. And you have to measure the outcome variable because the magnitude of outcome variable changes. There is change in the outcome variable. Independent variable will not change. Independent variable will have its influence all the time. But the quantity, the magnitude, the strength, the association will change for that dependent variable. And hence we want to measure that change. Basically, what is expected or what you do in your research, you measure that change. Okay, so to measure that change, we require certain kinds of scales, and these are 4 scales for your research. First is nominal scale, second is ordinal scale, third is interval scale, and fourth is ratio scale. So these are the 4 scales which are used for measuring any kind of research variables, right? So nominal scale and ordinal scale, they are used in qualitative studies mostly, and interval scale and ratio scale, they are used in quantitative study. So why it is so, we will see in next slides. Now, what is meant by nominal scale or classificatory scale? So nominal scale means it is just nominating you. It is just classifying scale, right? It is not giving any additional information. Now, suppose I want to classify PhD batches. I will classify it as a PhD batch of 2023, PhD batch of 2022, PhD batch of 2021. I am not saying that PhD batch of 2023 is superior than 2022 or 2021. I am not doing any further comments. I am not giving any ranking. I am not putting any order. I am just saying that there are different PhD batches like PhD batch of 2022, 2023, 21. So these are the batches. Or one more example is that suppose there are 40 students in this class. I can say that there are 20 males and 20 females in the class. Okay, I am not saying that males are superior in academics than females or females are superior in academics than males. I am not commenting anything. I am just classifying your class based on the gender. So gender is my variable, and how I am measuring it? I am measuring in on this nominal scale. I am just classifying it. I am not giving any ranking. I am not giving any order. I am not putting in terms of any number. I am just saying that this class I can classify based on the gender, that is males and females, 20 males and 20 females in this class. Okay, so that is a classificatory scale, or that is a nominal scale. So what is nominal scale? It enables the classification of individuals, objects or responses based on a common or shared property of a characteristics. So what is a common or shared property for your batch? You have different subjects, but you are a January batch of 2023. Okay, PhD January batch of 20. That is a common characteristics. And from that, I am classifying you based on your gender, like 20 males and 20 females. But I am not giving any comments. There is no natural order. Can you say that males are superior than females or females are superior than males? There is no natural order, right? When there is natural order, then you can say it is ordinal scale. But when there is no natural order, in this case, there is no natural order. I am just saying that there are 20 males and 20 females. It is not giving any message. It is just nominating you. It is just classifying you. Means a person will either belong to male group or female group, right? So that is just classification. It is just nomination. Hence it is called as a nominal scale. Not a measure of quantity. It doesn't give any quantity. It doesn't give any quantification. Measures identity and differences. So you will either belong to male group or a female group. Okay, so it will give you identity that you are from a male group of this particular batch. And differences. These are the males and these are the females. People either belong to a group or they do not. So males will either belong to one person will either belong to male or female group, right? They are categorical, discrete. Categorical and qualitative. Categorical means it is a discrete. I can say that 20 males and 20 females. Can I say that 19.5 males and 21.5 females? It is not possible. Okay. So whenever you express such things like males and females, number of students, you have to express in terms of discrete numbers or categories. Okay. That is categorical cell. So it is always categorical. So why it is categorical? In the previous slide, we have seen just now we saw this classification of measurement scale. So categorical or discrete scale has nominal and ordinal level of measurements. So all the variables or all the categorical variables or all the discrete variables, they are measured on nominal and ordinal scale. right? So you understood why it is nominal?
We have the census that takes place.
Mhm.
It says in 2011 there were so many literate, so that doesn't come to any conclusion. And it's the survey.
That is nominal.
So that will be
That is nominal scale. Yeah. Survey, like whatever surveys are taken in that survey law or census. Census is nominal scale. Yeah. It is on the nominal scale. There are few examples here. Examples are given. Eye color. Suppose I classify your batchmates based on their eye color. Some of you may be blue colored, brown colored, green colored. So based on the eye color, I classified your batch. I am not commenting anything. I just classify you into those who are blue colored, those who are brown eye colored. It is color of eye or green eye colored. Okay. So I have just classified your batch or gender, males and females, just classification based on gender or another classification that married, single, divorced, widowed. So it is just a classification. It is not giving any further information. It is not further categorizing. Okay. So nominal scale is basically what? It is a classificatory scale and it has no natural order. So always remember, whenever there is no natural order, it is called as a nominal scale, classificatory scale, or it is the basic scale of the measurement scale of research. Now coming to next level, we are moving to next level. So nominal scale was basic scale. It was just classificatory scale. Okay. Now what I am doing, suppose I am conducting one test for you, a test of 100 marks. And the topper is 84 marks and the last person, like suppose there are 40 people, the first person or first rank scores 84 marks and the last person scores or the 40th rank scores suppose 40 marks. All others will fall between that 4 and 40. Means there is an order. Is it a natural order? The person who scored highest mark, 84 marks, is a topper of your batch. So is it a natural order or is it artificial? It is acceptable. It is acceptable because it's a competition. It's an exam. In this exam, the person who scored highest, it is academic exam. In this academic exam conducted for 100 marks, the person who scored highest is the topper. That is the rank number 1. So ordinal scale does what? It orders you. It ranks you. Rank you based on certain characteristics. Okay. Certain characteristics means the characteristics which are common for you. Right? So in ordinal scale or in ranking scale, there is an order and that order is natural order. That order is that order is having some kind of importance. Okay, like nominal scale. In nominal scale, there is no natural order. There is no importance. When I say there are 20 males and 20 females, there is no order. Nobody can say that males are superior or females are superior. Okay, but when I say after conducting a test for your batch, the person who scored 84 mark is a rank number 1. So it is acceptable universally. Everybody will accept. Right? So there will be rank number 1, rank number 2, rank number 3, up to rank number 40. So it is ranked. It is ordered. That order is based on what? Order is based on the academic achievement or the marks scored by you people in that particular test. Okay. So ordinal scale has all the properties of nominal scale. So ordinal scale, basically it is one step ahead of your nominal scale. Nominal scale is basically classificatory scale. So ordinal scale will have all the properties of nominal scale, means it will classify you people. Okay, it will classify you people for this particular test. Like all people are appearing for this particular test, maybe males or females. Apart from classifying, what it will do, it will rank you. Okay, categorizing individual objects, responses or properties into subgroups on the basis of common characteristic, but also rank the subgroups in certain order. So after exam, you will be ranked. Currently, initially what I am saying, you are the students of this PhD batch of 2023. Okay, I'm just classifying you. Maybe I can say that there are 20 males and 20 females. I will distribute the papers and then what I will do, I will rank you. It will not matter me whether you are male or female. Rank number 1 may be male or rank number 1 may be female. It doesn't matter. The person who is rank number 1 is always superior than rank number 2. Rank number 2 is superior than rank number 3. Rank number 3 is superior than rank number 4. Okay, so there is order of natural importance. Or suppose I conduct a running race on the ground for all you 40 people. The person who is running fastest, he will reach first, and the person who is running slow, he will reach last. Right? So the person who run fast, he will have first place, and that is a natural order. Okay, that is a running race, and for that race, the person who reaches first or the person who secure first place is rank number 1. The person who reaches last, that is a rank number 40. Okay, and that is a natural order, and that is an ordinal scale. I am giving order. I am ranking you people based on what? Based on running capacity, running capability of you people, or maybe academic capability or intellectual capability. Okay, any a variable may be anything. Okay, but I am judging you, or I am ranking you, or I am giving you order. When I put you into order, when I giving you rank, that is called as a ordinal scale or ranking scale. It designates an ordering greater than, less than. So here we say that the person who scored highest mark is superior than rank number 2. Rank number 2 is superior than rank number 3. Rank number 3 is superior than rank number 4 in terms of academic achievement. Okay, what is variable? Academic achievement or intellectual capacity or test result. You can simply say test, that particular test result. The ordinal level of measurement described variables that can be ordered or ranked in some order of importance. So there is order of importance. Everybody will say that this is an important order. When I rank you from rank 1 to 40, it is not by chance. It is not by influence. Okay. So the person I like the most is rank number 1. It is not like that. Okay. So the person who secures highest mark will be rank number 1. Similarly, in the race, the person who finishes first will be rank number 1. Right? So it is not, it has certain order, natural order or order of importance. Example, just now I gave you 2 example. Your example mentioned is finishing place in a race, that is first place, second place, or consecutive places. Okay. Any doubt in this? Ordinal scale or ranking scale? Easy to understand?
When we are talking about temperatures,
in
terms of a person, so will that come as ordinal?
I'm coming to that. So next is interval scale. Now interval scale is what? There are intervals, right? Interval scale will have all the properties. It is next level of next level of measurement scale. Basic scale was classificatory or simple scale, that is nominal scale. It was just nominating. In the second place, there was ordinal scale or ranking scale, and it was ranking you people or ranking the people or objects on the based on the characteristics. Now, third level is interval scale. So what is interval scale? Interval scale will have all the properties of this nominal scale and ordinal scale. Means it will classify the individuals, it will rank the individuals. Apart from classifying and ranking, it has one more characteristic, that this scale will have equally spaced intervals. The interval between the interval between the measurements will be equal. For example, temperature. Like when we say 98°, 99° or 100° centigrade. Suppose above 99° centigrade, you can say the person is having fever. Below 99°, the person is not having fever. But the distance between 98 and 99 and 99 and 100, the distance is equal. The amount of increase in the temperature, the magnitude where the temperature rises is similar between 98 to 99 or between 99 to 99 to 100. So that interval is equal interval. They are spaced at equal intervals. When such thing happens, or when the temperature rises from 97 to 98 and from 98 to 99, whatever change is happening, the change is equal. So whenever we have such equal intervals, that is called as interval scale. In interval scale, it is not a full scale. It is not an absolute scale. Okay. I am repeating once again, interval scale, ordinal scale, and nominal scale. They are not full scales or absolute scales. Full scale or absolute scales means what? The mathematical calculations are not possible in these 3 scales: nominal scale, ordinal scales, and interval scale. In case of interval scale, 0 is always arbitrary 0. It is proposition. We say that temperature, how do we measure temperature? Like 0°. 0° is arbitrary point. What happens at 0°? Water turns into ice. Okay, so it's a 0° temperature. It's a arbitrary point. It's a imaginary point. Imaginary means what? Suppose I am carrying 0 rupees in my pocket. I am carrying 0 rupees in my pocket. Means can I say that I have no rupees in my no money in my pocket? I can say that. When I say I have 0 rupees in my pocket, means there are no money in my pocket. I cannot buy anything from the market. But when I say it's a 0° temperature, and if you touch, what you feel? You will feel cold. Means there is temperature. Can I say that there is no temperature? 0 temperature means you cannot say that there is no temperature. It's an arbitrary point. At this particular point, water turns into ice. So this is a point which is designated by humans. It is an arbitrary point. It's an imaginary point. And there are so many theories which we learned in physics, right? We imagine so many things. Current is flowing, or maybe ice is converting, water is converting at this particular point of time. So all these are imaginary points. These are not actual points. These are not absolute points. So that is a characteristics of interval scale. Interval scale will have a starting point that is always arbitrary point. Okay, it is not a true point. It is not absolute point. Means mathematical calculations are not possible in case of interval scale. Mathematical calculations means addition, subtraction, division, all these things are not possible. Why these things are not possible? Because there is equally spaced intervals. Only there is presence of equally spaced intervals, but zero is not absolute zero. Mathematical calculations are not possible. Means if I say uh, there is one temperature of 20 degrees centigrade and other temperature is of 40 degrees centigrade, you cannot say that it is 2 times hotter. Means 40 degree centigrade cannot be 2 times hotter. You have to measure the intervals. You can measure the intervals, but you cannot say that 20 degree centigrade is 2 times colder or 40 degree centigrade is 2 times hotter. Means you cannot have 40 divided by 2 in case of interval scale. Means mathematical calculation. Here what you are doing when you are saying 40 degree centigrade is 2 times hotter than 20 degree centigrade. Here you are using division formula of mathematics. 40 divided by 20, 2 into that 1:2 or 2:1. So you cannot say that it is 2 times hotter or 2 times colder, because zero is arbitrary. Your zero point is arbitrary. So that interval you can measure, that much of interval you can talk in terms of interval. These many intervals are present. But 20 degree centigrade is 2 times colder, or 40 degree centigrade is 2 times hotter, or 80 degree centigrade is 4 times hotter, or 2 times hotter to 40 degree centigrade. That all those things are not possible in case of interval scale. Okay.
Just simple mathematics.
Not mathematics, like mathematical calculations are not possible in case of interval scale. No need of mathematical calculation. There is interval. You can say that 98 to 99, whatever temperature rise is present, the same temperature rise is present between 99 to 100 degree centigrade. Okay, so you will have an interval. The interval between 98 to 99 and 99 to 100 will explain you that the gap is similar. The interval is similar. The interval is measurable. Whenever you measure that interval, it is of equal value. It is of equal magnitude. The magnitude is same. The magnitude is not changing. So that is the interval scale. So all of you understood interval scale. Okay. So most important point of interval scale, it will have all the properties of nominal scale, ordinal scale, and it will have arbitrary 0 point. It is not a full scale. It is not absolute scale. Means you cannot do any kind of mathematical calculations on interval scale. Okay. The points are arbitrary. Okay. Points are imaginary. The starting point is imaginary. Okay. The most important characteristic, there are intervals, equally spaced intervals, hence it is called as interval scale. So interval scale has, I'm reading this, whatever is written. Interval scale has all the properties of ordinal scale. That is, individuals or responses belonging to subcategory have a common characteristics, and the subcategories are arranged in ascending or descending order. Ascending or descending order means ordinal scale. So it has properties of nominal scale as well as ordinal scale. In addition, an interval scale uses a unit of measurement that enables individuals or responses to be placed at equally spaced intervals. So the responses are placed at equally spaced intervals. That is a characteristic of interval scale. In relation to the spread of variable, suppose spread of variable is from 0 degree to 100 degree centigrade or 100 degree Fahrenheit. So intervals are equal, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. All these intervals are of equal magnitude. The starting and terminating points and the number of units intervals between them are arbitrary. So I explained you this. The starting point is arbitrary. All these points are arbitrary points, okay? And vary from scale to scale. So there is no possibility of any kind of mathematical calculation on these arbitrary points or imaginary, because it's imaginary. It is not actual. Okay. So these are just imaginary points. It designates an equal interval ordering. So basically, there is order. So we can say equal interval which are placed in terms of orders. Order means what? 98 degree centigrade, there is no fever. 99 degree centigrade, there is fever. 100 degree centigrade, maybe mild fever. 101 degree Fahrenheit, there is high fever. And then 102 degree Fahrenheit, very high fever. So that way you can, means there is order, right? There is natural order. Even for this interval scale, there is natural order. So it is interval with ordering, with ranking. Hence it is called as interval scale. Interval level of measurement describe variables that have more or less equal intervals or meaningful distance. So that distance should be meaningful between 98 to 99, 99 to 100, 100 to 101. That meaning is equal, of equal magnitude. Whenever you measure this distance, that is equal. Example, temperature. Just now I gave you example of temperature, whether it is in Fahrenheit or Celsius. It is interval scale. Again, common IQ test. IQ test is one more example of interval scale, which is measured on the interval scale. Any doubt? Anyone on the three scales? Nominal scale, ordinal scale, and interval scale?
No, sir.
Now coming to next scale, that is called as ratio scale. Now ratio scale means it's a full scale. It's an absolute scale. Absolute scale means all mathematical manipulations are possible. All mathematical calculations are possible. And zero is never arbitrary in case of ratio scale. Zero is absolute zero. Like when I am saying I have zero money in my pocket, I have no money in my pocket. I cannot go outside, cannot buy anything. I can go outside, but I cannot buy anything from the market. Okay. When I have zero money in my pocket, I cannot buy anything from the market. Suppose I have 1 rupees in my pocket and my friend has 100 rupees in his pocket. So what can you say? Can you say that my friend is 100 times richer than me? Yeah, you can say. Or you can say that he is having 100 times money than me. Or I can say I am having how much fraction? 0.01 fraction of money as compared to my friend. Means
somebody has pain which is 0 on 10 scale. So that is actually 0. He or she does not feel any pain on that day. And then somebody or next day or
that is the order. You have given the order. It is ordinal scale. When you are talking in terms of like 0 is no pain, 1 is mild pain, 2 is moderate pain, 3 is severe pain, 4 is very severe pain. That is the order. You have given the order, but mathematical calculations are not possible. You can here it's you have designated it. You have designated this order. You have given the order. This is the ordinal scale, but you cannot say that it is a ratio scale. Mathematical calculation means ratios are not possible. Here I am doing 100 divided by 1 or 1 divided by 100. When I do 100 divided by 1, what you can say, my friend is 100 times richer. Or when I say 1 divided by 100, it is 0.01. So how much amount of money I have as compared to my friend? 0.01 times or 0.01% of money I am having in my pocket. Okay. So that is possible, means ratios are possible. In case of ratio scale, it's absolute scale. Zero is not arbitrary, it is actual zero. Zero has actual zero meaning. And mathematical meaning means mathematical meaning is possible in case of ratio scale. Mathematical calculations are possible in case of ratio scale. Okay. It is also called as absolute scale or full scale because zero is not arbitrary. Zero is always a starting point. A ratio scale has all the properties of nominal, ordinal, and interval scale. So ratio scale is a full scale. So as it is full scale, as you can treat it as a mathematical scale or the scale which can have all kind of mathematical calculations or manipulations. It covers all other type of scales. Means it has all the properties of nominal scale, like it will classify, it will order, and it will have equally spaced intervals if needed. Apart from this, it has a starting point fixed at 0. Okay, just now I explained you that it has a starting point which is fixed at 0. Therefore, it is an absolute scale, right? So why it is called as full scale or absolute scale? Because the starting point is 0, and as there is starting point 0, so all the mathematical calculations are possible. The difference between intervals is always measured from 0 point, right? This means ratio scale can be used for mathematical operations. Means all kind of mathematical operations are possible in case of ratio scale. The ratio level of measurement describe variables that have equal intervals and a fixed 0 or a reference point. So we have a reference point here. It's not a arbitrary point. It's not a imaginary point. It is actual 0 means 0 point. It is a starting point. When measurements have the properties of first three scales, an additional property that ratios are meaningful, the scale of measurement is called as ratio scale. Means ratios should be meaningful. Like when I am saying that my friend is having 100 rupees in his pocket and I am having only 1 rupees. So you can say that 100 divided by 1, or you do 1 divided by 100. You do in any way. It will give you some kind of information. Either my friend is having 100 times money in his pocket, or I am having 0.01% of money in my pocket. Okay, as compared to my friend. Means ratios are meaningful. When I am doing it, ratio means what? It is a division. You are dividing in either way, 100 divided by 1 or 1 divided by 100. So these ratios are meaningful. Whenever ratios are meaningful, it is called as a ratio scale. All the quantitative study or many quantitative study, they uses ratio scale. Like my study is a quantitative study. That is electric impact of electric vehicles on maybe PM 2.5 particle level. How am I measuring PM 2.5 particle in terms of quantity? 120 cubic millimeter or 120 cubic millimeter or 150 cubic millimeter. So all that is a quantity, right? And that quantity means it's an absolute goal. It's a ratio scale, because zero PM 2.5 particle level means there is no PM 2.5 particle level in the air. Okay, so it's an absolute scale, right? So you just apply zero and see whether it is possible. If it is fitting into that, then it's a ratio scale. It's a quantitative scale. For quantitative study or for quantitative variable, we use a ratio scale. Okay. So what we discussed today, we discussed about 4 scales. These 4 scales are nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, ratio scale. Nominal scale is basic scale. Basic scale means it's classificatory scale. I am just classifying you based on a particular characteristics. Like based on eye color, I will classify your badge, or based on gender, I will classify your badge. Okay, so I am just classifying. I am not commenting anything. I am not saying somebody is superior or somebody is inferior. Greater than, lesser than is not done. It is just a basic nominal classificatory type of scale, that is nominal scale. Second is ordinal scale. Here I am ranking you people based on some kind of test. I am conducting a test of 100 marks and the marks are given. Based on your marks, I am ranking you rank number 1 to rank number 40. So there is order, natural order. Okay, or order of importance that is accepted by everyone. When there is natural order or order of importance, that is called as ordinal scale. Interval scale means it has all the properties of nominal scale. It will classify and it will have ranking properties also, or it will have order also. Apart from that, it will have equally spaced intervals. But there is no absolute zero. Absolute zero is missing. It's an imaginary zero. It's an arbitrary zero, like temperature. 0 degree temperature means there is some temperature. You cannot say 0 degree means there is no temperature. Okay, it is not possible, right? Like zero money means no money. That is possible because it's a ratio scale. Okay, or income is measured on ratio scale. Money is measured on ratio scale. But temperature is measured on interval scale. Means zero temperature means you cannot say that there is no temperature. There is some temperature. Once you touch 0 degree, you will feel cold, right? Ratio scale, it's a only full scale or absolute scale where starting point is 0 and all mathematical operations or manipulations are possible in case of ratio scale. Okay, whether it is division, product, addition, subtraction, everything is possible in case of ratio scale. Okay, so these are 4 scales. Whenever you are conducting any kind of study and when you want to do analysis, first you have to identify the variables, and that variable measurement scale you have to apply. So once you have a variable with its measurement scale, then you can use different kinds of softwares, or you can use simple calculations. There are different formulas to arrive at a particular conclusion. So you will classify based on your variables, how you have measured your variable for your objective or maybe objectives. You have multiple objectives, multiple variables. You have to identify the variable and their measurement scale. Okay. So by next lecture, try to identify variables of your study, right? If you have done with your research problem, try to identify variables of your study. That is your assignment, and identify the measurement scale, right? Identify the measurement scale for your study. How will you identify the variables? You identify the variables based on this classification. Already I have shared PPT with you all. So based on classification, you see where your variables fall, whether your variables are definitely independent and dependent variables. If it is cause and effect relationship kind of study, they will be present by default. Try to identify other variables like extraneous variables and intervening variables, whether they are present or absent in your study. If they are present, up to what extent they have their impact on dependent or on dependent variable. Okay. Then also I try to identify active variables, attribute variables, qualitative variables, quantitative variables. It is just a classification. Means you can say that my variable is, this variable is independent, this variable is dependent variable, these many extraneous variables, this is intervening variable. These are the qualitative variables, these are quantitative. Qualitative means what? When you say gender, gender is a qualitative variable for your study. Suppose you are dealing with the population, you are dealing with a human being. When you say gender, it is a qualitative variable. When you say age, it is a quantitative variable. So try to identify such kind of variables. Okay. So continuous and discrete variables again describe whether you have constant variables or dichotomous. Dichotomous means two categories, male, female. That is two categories. Polytomous means multiple categories. So see whether there are multiple categories for your thing. Like just now you asked about the category zero pain scale. Zero means no pain, one means mild pain, two moderate pain, three is severe pain. Okay, so these are the category. This is polytomous category. So it's a discrete category. It's a categorical variable that is falling under polytomous discrete categorical variable. So that way you find out the variables of your study. After you find the variables, try to classify your variables based on these 4 points. Whether your variable is nominal variable, ordinal variable, or interval variable or ratio variable.